Hey, everybody. This is... I don't know the intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Game & Nerd Show. As always, I am your host, Logan. Joined with me this week, as always, is my co-host, Teryn.
That's what it is.
This week, we're going to be discussing things such as pet peeves in movie theaters.
Pets in movie theaters.
Pets in movie theaters.
That's one of them.
Your thing, The Witcher.
The Witcher.
Netflix
series.
And Alien Covenant.
Alien Covenant. The movie that came out.
The movie that came out this week that we both saw.
The
100%.
prequel sequel.
Yeah. That exists for some reason.
Why not?
Teryn.
Yes.
What's your topic?
My topic is... I have to pull it up because I was not prepared for this. The Witcher series.
Yeah.
Which was supposed to be a movie originally.
That was the plan, I believe, yeah.
Is coming to Netflix.
Okay.
As a series.
Wow.
So let me tell you a bit about the Witcher series that I've never played.
Okay.
But
who's the main character?
The main character is a guy named Gerald. Something like that. I think that's right.
I have no idea.
No idea?
No.
Look.
You asked me, so
I know.
Right before you went, hey, are you familiar with The Witcher? And I was like, not at all.
Not at all.
I was like, that is a video game series based off a book series. I know that much, and that's pretty much it. And then you're like, great, let's discuss it. I also know nothing about it.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. But you know what I do know something about?
Game of Thrones.
Fantasy. I love me some fantasy genre.
I don't.
You don't like fantasy at all?
Not really.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm
more of a sci-fi person.
You know, that's okay. But I'm excited to see what Netflix does with this kind of property. Because if you don't know, The Witcher is like it's very fantasy. It's very much... It's kind of that, it's like if you Tolkienified Game of Thrones a little bit more. Because there's more like fantastical elements.
It's like if you took a fantasy thing and added it to a fantasy thing.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's fantasy.
See, the thing with Game of Thrones is like everyone's a human except for like there's some zombies in it. And there's like some dragons.
And giants.
With Tolkien, there's like all of these like crazy... different types of people. It's like
humans.
Yeah, like humans and giants and dead people.
And zombies.
But here's what I'm saying is it's Tolkien-ish where there's like nymphs and elves and people like that. But it's like Gerald is like having sex with them. Which doesn't make it better, but it does make it different. It does.
Okay. Not well. I mean, Game of Thrones is a lot of people having sex with other people.
It's a lot of people having sex with other people. I wonder what the budget's going to be like for this. Because...
Well, I believe the previous highest budget show... Or no, the current highest budget show right now on Netflix is The Crown. And they have over $1 million an episode.
Ooh.
Nice. Previously, before that, was Marco Polo, which is a historical kind of fantasy kind of thing. And that was at least $1 million an episode.
Yeah, and that got canceled like
2 seasons in.
2 seasons?
Yeah.
That's a blunder. But whatever.
It was their attempt at a Game of Thrones-esque thing.
I think this will be a better attempt at a Game of Thrones-esque thing. Because the content they're going off of, people like. Yeah. Like, I haven't read it, I haven't played it. No. But I hear nothing but good things.
Yeah. I've heard great things about 3.
Uh-huh.
And people are like, yeah, the other 2 I didn't really play. They're good, but I didn't play them.
Yeah.
And it's like, well...
they came out at, like, very weird times. I think Witcher 2 came out, like, right after Skyrim-ish.
Well...
So, like, people just didn't care because you're playing Skyrim.
What I find interesting, I was actually listening to a podcast randomly last week about The Witcher.
Yeah.
And the author of the books, like, kind of how much he doesn't like the video games.
It's hilarious
because he believes
he's like my books are pure and this is what it actually is. Yeah. But people are like, the games are good.
Yeah, they like the games more than the books. And if anything, he says that the books influence people purchasing the games and that people only read the books. Or people read the books and then they play the games only because it's part of his world.
That's true.
And it's like, I think it's the opposite.
I think it's the opposite way around. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Netflix does with it. Netflix produces some good stuff. They also produce some bad stuff.
Also,
this
is a video game.
Oh, this is a video game property.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that part. But also, it's a book property. So maybe this one gets like...
That's the thing, is it's based off the press release. It's based off the books.
Yeah, but here's also the thing. If it does well, it's because it's a book property. But if it does bad, it's because it's a video game property.
No. It's
that's what I'm going
the actual opposite way around.
Is it?
But, yeah.
Okay. It will be interesting to see if this one's good. One of these movies / TV shows about video games has to be good, right?
Super Mario Brothers the movie.
Okay.
We already did it.
Good point. What's your topic?
I went and saw Alien Covenant in the movie theaters.
Or just jumping straight to Alien Covenant?
No.
Oh.
I went and saw the movie in the movie theaters.
Yeah, a movie.
I go to the movies once a week.
Okay.
On average, usually.
To see Alien Covenant.
Purely to see Alien Covenant. Even though it's only been out for 2 days.
Yeah. You watch it early.
Yeah.
Every week.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching it for at least 3 years at this point.
So this is going to be a good review.
I have my thoughts all the way through. But it seems like every time I go to the theater, where we live, we don't have like Alamo Draft House or ArcLight or higher end theaters where you pay a higher ticket price for rules to be enforced, pretty much. Such as talking or cell phones or anything else that is just annoying.
Yeah.
We have basic theaters that are just, you pay your ticket, walk in, and it's a free-for-all.
Yeah.
Even in our hometown, there's not even like, they don't have assigned seating. It's just like, best of luck.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's a seat for you. So I walked in the theater. Sit down. Movie starts.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I sit down. The fluorescent house lights are on. And I'm like, that's weird. It's probably because they were cleaning. They'll turn them off. Trailers start running and house lights don't go off. And I'm like, all right, I'll be the one who goes and tells them. So I go out into the lobby and I'm like, house lights are still on in theater 1. And they're like, oh. And they walk over and turn them off. And they're like, thanks. I'm like, yeah. So I walk back in the theater, sit down. I tend to sit in the last row.
The very last row. You're that guy.
I'm that guy because I don't like
you sit
having people
to the
behind me.
Teenagers that won't stop making up.
No. No, I sit behind those people.
Great.
Because they're like 2 rows from the back.
Yeah, because they're like, we can't sit in the last row. There's a guy there.
Yeah.
So they're like, we'll just sit right in front of him.
But I sit in the last row, usually with the other like 50-year-old man who is by himself.
Yeah, it starts a weird conversation with you.
No, he doesn't talk to me at all. But there's the whole row is empty, but he sits
right next to you,
2 seats away from me.
Yeah, and he puts his drink in the cup holder that you guys share.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's like, why?
Dick.
First, that's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah,
the seating.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of assigned seating.
Yeah,
because it's like, I bought my tickets a week ago, so I get the best seats, and it's like, yeah, but I showed up to the theater 30 minutes beforehand, and you showed up during the trailers.
Yeah.
So number one rule, get to the movie theater before the trailers.
Ooh, yeah. I had a lot of people coming in real late to the movies.
It's annoying.
It's real annoying.
It's really annoying. Number 2, here's how seating should work in a movie theater.
Yeah.
No assigned seating.
No assigned.
Free for all.
Okay.
You get there first choice.
Yeah.
You get whatever seat you want. Say you're a normal moviegoer. You want the middle seat in the middle of the theater, right? That's generally considered a better seat. So you sit there. The next person comes in. They are not allowed to sit directly in front of you or behind you. they have to sit to either side of you, not in the same row. So they can sit one row back, at least one row offset.
This is real complicated.
It's complicated, but it's just a social rule that everybody should understand at some point in their lives. One row offset.
Yeah.
Because you don't want... I mean, I'm pretty sure the people wouldn't choose to sit directly behind the people who are already sitting there. But to sit directly in front of somebody... when there's a full theater... When there's a full theater left...
Yeah.
And it's 2 people... And then a group of 5 people come and sit directly in front of them.
You just have to be the person...
Give a row buffer.
Who's willing to sit as close as possible. You got to be as close as possible, but still far away enough that no one wants to sit in front of you.
Just
so
offset.
They have to sit behind
offset a seat.
Okay. Yeah.
One row, offset a seat. That's all you have to do.
All you have to do.
Just keep filling in.
Okay.
Easy.
It's social etiquette of theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3. As soon as you sit down in that theater and the lights go down for the trailers to start...
Turn your phone off.
Phone off.
Yeah.
Don't touch that phone.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
Until the credits are done rolling.
Touch it, leave.
Yeah. Until the credits are done rolling. And if
you're going to leave quickly.
Leave quickly and don't come back. If it's so important that you need to go pick up your phone, like get a phone call, take a text message, do any of that, you probably shouldn't be taking it.
You can come back, but you have like one. You have one leave and come back.
No going to the restroom.
No going to the restroom?
No going to the restroom.
Oh, this is like...
You're in?
Your theater is Your theater's not going to work properly.
I know.
I'm going to tell you right now. People are going to burn your place to the floor.
I know.
Yeah.
You're in, you leave, you're out.
I think I'm along the mindset that once the trailers are over, the doors should close and nobody should be let back in.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But that being said, I think people can leave and go to the bathroom because
I know they can, but they shouldn't.
You gotta let that
happen. That's a social etiquette thing. That's not really something you can enforce.
Maybe if we had like an intermission in movies, but we don't because that would be insane.
If you can't. Go use the restroom before the movie. Use the restroom after if you need to.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now. If you can't
hold your bladder for 2 hours.
No theater's going to do that, Logan. I'm sorry, man.
I know they can't, but I'm just saying socially, personally, you should strive for a better goal in your life. You should strive
to be better, but most people don't care.
Okay, but I want to get back to the cell phone thing.
A cell phone thing.
As a person who sits in the last row, I see every single cell phone that goes off in that theater.
Yeah.
Every single cell phone. I don't care if your brightness is on low.
My brightness is on low, bro.
I talked to the guy.
Yeah.
Sitting 2 rows in front of me.
Yeah.
I gave that buffer. They were sitting 2 rows in front of me. It was 3 friends. They were spread out amongst 6 seats.
Yeah.
They each had a seat buffer in between them. One guy, throughout, movie starts, trailers run. We're like 5 minutes into the movie, some action starting to happen. Guy pulls out his phone, starts texting. I can see his text messages. Speaking of which.
Speaking of text messages.
I can see like him typing and like laughing to himself.
Yeah.
He just spent $12 to go sit into a dark room and text someone. While some music plays in the background. Because he's not watching that screen.
No.
He has no idea what's happening on there.
No idea. I mean, in his defense, it was Alien Covenant, and a lot of people didn't understand what was going on. But yeah.
In the first 10 minutes, you could understand what was going on.
And then after that, you were like, why are people...
But if you're not watching the first 10 minutes, you're not going to understand any of the rest of the movie.
It's so true. They put all the foundation in the first 10 minutes, so they're like, here's the movie.
Teryn, what's the thought process there?
Don't really care about the movie, so you're like, I'm just going to text my friend. Somebody texted me.
Why go?
Because you don't want to just... You're like, I guess I'll go see this movie.
Go sit in the park.
Most people don't like movies as much as you and me, so they don't care about whether or not these movies are fun to watch or whatever. Even
bad movies, I don't want people texting at. Like, Even movies where I'm not 100% paying attention to what's happening, I would rather not have people pulling out their phone texting.
Yeah, but we like
There's
movies
people
more.
who take phone calls in the theater.
That's. I mean, they're both like not acceptable.
Oh, sorry.
But phone calls are ridiculous.
Yeah, can I call you back? I'm in the movie theater right now. Yeah, I'm watching a movie. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll call you back. All right. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, taking calls in movies are silly.
Yeah.
It's a silly practice people do.
Walk 20 feet into the lobby, and then when you try to get back in the theater, one of the ushers is like, sorry, you can't. It's against the rules. You read the policy. You signed the waiver.
You're going to have everyone sign a waiver coming into your
yeah.
theater?
Well, it's part of... You can only pay with a card, and so it's part of the receipt.
Your theater's not going to make a lot of money. I'm going to tell you right now.
Hey, the goal of my theater is so I can go see movies by myself, pretty much.
You're making a theater so you could just see movies.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But I'm just like... Stop it.
I understand that.
And it gets worse and worse the more... It seems like over the past year it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
There's people Snapchatting in the movie theater. I stopped somebody from Snapchatting the screen at Power Rangers.
Hey, that's illegal. I stopped someone from taking pictures of the screen during Rogue One. They were just taking pictures of the screen. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, sorry, I didn't know this was against the rules. I'm like, you're lying.
That's the number one rule.
That's like the number one rule. And he's like, oh, I was just trying to make a collage for my kid. I'm like, what do you...
That doesn't make...
collage?
Wait until the movie comes out and you have higher res pictures.
Or take your kids to the movie so they can just watch it.
It was like... So I went and watched Power Rangers. Girl who walked in during the trailers.
Yeah. Which is fine. You can walk in during the trailer. No. Some people are late sometimes.
Once the lights go down, you have to be sitting in your seat.
You can walk in during the trailers. No. That's okay.
100% no.
You're late.
You're late at that point.
You should plan on being earlier.
You're late at that point. Because
that's why
listed movie times...
That's why the trailers are there,
listed
man.
movie time. No, listed movie times start at the beginning of the trailers, correct?
Yes, true.
Be there on time.
Dude, movies are not... People don't care about
Don't just be like... Oh, well, we have 7 minutes after the listed movie time.
That's what everyone thinks. Yeah, no, don't think that.
No.
But I'm not going
to get there on time. Sit down in your seat.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you about this because I kind of agree, but also no.
Girl walks in.
I know that you're
Girl
being
walks in during the trailers.
But, you know.
I'm sitting in the last row. She sits directly in front of me. Seats on either side. Sits directly in front of me. Pulls out her phone. Is texting. And then... movie starts. The first 5 minutes of the movie, she has her phone out and is taking pictures of the screen. And I lean forward and I'm like, hey, could you put your phone away? It's really bright. And she's like, oh, what? And I'm like, can you put your phone away? Also, you're not supposed to be taking pictures. That's against the rules. It's illegal. And she's like, I wasn't taking pictures. And I'm like, I mean, I can see you. And she's like, you don't have any proof that I was doing that. And I'm like,
I mean, you just sent them to
people. Your camera app is open on your phone. Snapchat is open on your phone. Yeah. Like, you're sitting there with it in your hand. I can still see the screen. If the screen is on and bright, I can still see it.
I'm not trying to arrest you. I'm just informing you.
I'm not going to fine you or anything. I would just like it if I could watch this movie. I missed the opening sequence of Power Rangers because this girl was taking pictures of the screen.
That's the best part.
I know. Well, no, it's not. But
what? The opening sequence of Power Rangers?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Okay, let's move on. I know you're a bit peeved, but
I could do a whole episode on this.
I know you could. You've done most of the episode on this so far.
I know.
So let's talk about the movie that you didn't see because
Alien
someone
Covenant.
was texting.
No, I did see it.
Alien
because
Covenant.
I leaned forward and asked the guy to turn his phone off. That's what I've got. I've gotten to the point where if someone's annoying me in a movie theater,
we almost made it out of this. We almost made it out of this. I know,
but I've gotten to the point. It's a transition because I'm talking about watching the movie. I've gotten to the point where I will give them a couple minutes. If it's going on too long, I will stop them.
Yeah, you'll take the phone.
I will socially shame them in front of their friends and family.
Yeah.
Because I know I don't get embarrassment out of it. They do.
Yeah.
Because they were caught doing something they know is wrong.
Or they just laugh about it.
No. I mean, when we went and saw Rogue One, the guy behind us was sleeping.
That was hilarious.
I had to turn around and wake him up. Because he was snoring.
Yeah.
During Darth Vader's scene.
Yeah. That was the coolest scene. It was also at the end of the movie. Like, you can't stay awake
for
like 5 more minutes?
It was during Darth Vader's first scene. With Krennic.
It's a pretty good scene, too, but...
like, it was the first appearance of Darth Vader! And he was snoring.
Okay, Logan. I'm gonna stop you from this. Because I can feel the rage. I can feel the anger. And I need you to refocus that to something that we
Alien
probably
Covenant,
mutually hate.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. But, spoiler alert. Real quick. These are the stupidest people to ever go into space.
No.
These are the second most stupid people to ever go into space.
Number 1, the crew of the Prometheus.
Number 1 is the crew of the Prometheus.
Number 2
is them.
Yeah.
I don't understand how these people made it into space.
They were asleep?
At the very start, she's like walking through this like... She's supposed to be the like terraform expert. And she's like walking through like all this heavy machinery. And then she starts talking about... Are we just moving into spoilers? This movie doesn't matter.
No. Not spoilers yet.
Oh my god, I want
Teryn, did you like this movie?
It's fine.
Should people go see it?
No. Did you like this movie?
It was okay.
Should people go see it? Just watch Alien. If you want to see a scary movie about an alien, just watch Alien.
Watch Alien and then Aliens, and you'll have the same experience. You'll have a better experience watching those two movies than watching this one.
Yeah.
Because that's what this movie was trying to do. It was trying to make Alien... Like, the first half is Aliens, and then the last, 30 minutes is Alien.
Yeah.
And
I would say the last 30 minutes is probably the best Alien type stuff happening.
Yeah. Not much happens in this movie.
Not much happens in this movie. They could have just... It could have been a short where it was just the end bit. And it would have been better.
Yeah, I liked the stuff on the planet. I don't want to get too
spoiler.
Yeah. Just because I like the dynamic between a few of the characters. Mm-hmm. And then that would have been missing otherwise.
Yeah.
But... Yeah, it was just
not a lot happened. It was a very...
You don't care about any of the characters.
You don't care about anyone in that movie. Like, not a
literally
single
anybody,
person
even the main
movie.
characters you don't care about.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah. It's another movie.
It's another movie. And it's just, boring. It was boring.
I would say...
People were dying, and I was like, who cares?
Yeah. It's probably the third best Alien movie.
That doesn't say much.
It's better than
they
Alien
just get
3.
Bad after the first two. I'd say they get bad.
And Resurrection.
I forgot that was a movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess you're right. But
and Prometheus. It's better than Prometheus. It's better than Prometheus.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't care for either of them.
Either do I.
What a silly movie. It's just boring. It's just... There's no, character development.
Not really. At
People
all.
just, died? Kinda?
Not kinda. They just died.
They definitely died, but, who cares?
Nobody.
It was weird.
They're crew members, but we don't know why they care.
Can we just jump into spoilers now?
Yeah, Netflix thumbs up or thumbs down?
Netflix thumbs down for this one. Because if people are like, oh boy, should I watch this one? And it has a Netflix thumbs down, they're gonna be like, no. And I'm like, yeah, don't watch it. Just watch something else.
Yeah, I guess thumbs down, but it's just barely. It rides the line between
being a good movie and being a bad movie.
It's just
fast forward to the last 30 minutes.
It's okay.
That'd be okay.
It's just an okay movie. It's another movie that exists.
Yeah.
I'm probably never going to watch it again.
Never.
And it's just
whatever.
Yeah.
You ready to jump into some spoilers?
Sure.
Okay. The crew of the Covenant.
Yeah, your favorite ship of all time.
The ship looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I did like.
It was
the
pretty cool,
design of
and the sails, the energy sails, was pretty cool. Yeah,
that was probably the coolest part.
That was the best part of the movie. Was when the sails deployed in the first 2 minutes of the movie,
and you're like, "That's pretty good design. I like that." They're the stupidest people
behind
the
crew of the Prometheus.
I don't know. They're pretty stupid.
No, they were running away from a spaceship,
and they didn't turn left or right.
That
was silly.
Until one of the girls fell down and was about to be crushed, and then she rolled out of the way and didn't die.
Yeah, I was real silly. That was a silly scene. But these people are stupid. What I was saying was, this girl is like a terraform expert, and she's with all this heavy machinery. And then she's talking about how she can't build this log cabin, which, by the way, we're already in spoilers, right?
I didn't know she was a terraform expert.
You didn't?
No.
They say that, like, multiple times. That's why she's there. It's because she's, like, the terraformer.
Makes sense.
Okay, well, she's talking about building this log cabin, and spoiler alert, her husband dies, which...
James
Franco's in the movie for... He doesn't have
a minute.
A minute? No. Like, 10 seconds. That's way closer than him.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I was supposed to build a log cabin with him, but now we just got wood and nails, and I don't know what to do with those." And I'm like, "What do you mean? You don't know how to use them? You're supposed to be a terraform
No, she
expert."
does.
No, she doesn't. That's what she was saying.
No, she does. She just, like... Well, first of all, I'm pretty sure she hasn't ever built anything with... They don't really have cabins.
I don't... care, man. She's a terraform expert. She's working with like big machinery.
Well, she
can figure it out.
She was in awe of the metal nail. Like, she specifically said metal nails. So it's like, okay, they're in the future.
They're in the future, but come on, she can figure that out.
Do you think you could build a cabin?
Dude, if I was a terraform expert, I could build whatever I needed to.
That's not the same. Do you know what terraforming is?
I do.
Do you know what construction is?
Yeah.
They're not the same.
She's going into space. She's supposed to be smarter than this.
You're giving her too much credit.
They landed on a planet. They saw wheat, and they were like, it probably means nothing.
Yeah,
they just kept going.
That was 100% stupid.
What was that?
Who planted this? Let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
No, I'm kind of curious about who planted the wheat.
The second in command was the wimpiest guy I've ever seen. Any of those people who were in that ship should have been second in command.
Tennessee should have been
second in command. Yeah. And the entire first plot the entire movie would have been avoided.
Yeah.
But
although he would have been he was the one who wanted to go down to the planet, so.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
I think it was the other girl. But he agreed. If he would have just put...
No, the girl didn't want to go down to the planet. She wanted to go to the predetermined place.
No, that girl did. The
other girl. Well, but Tennessee's the one who got the message in his helmet.
That's true.
And knew what the message was.
Oh my gosh.
Country road, take me home to the place.
Did you like Ripley 6.0 or whatever we're going to call her at this point?
She was okay.
I didn't like her at all.
She was just, she was there.
She didn't really have...
Protagonist?
I guess. She didn't have a personality. She was just like, I disagree with you.
The only...
And then everyone died.
Decent characters in this were David and Walter.
Yes.
And they were the only ones who had any character development.
Yep.
And they were the only ones who had any meaning of being in this movie at all.
Michael Fassbender was the only reason of this movie.
Yeah. And
he was the protagonist and the antagonist.
They were the most interesting, go-between. They had the most interesting dialogue. They had the most interesting interactions. They had the most interesting action. I
didn't understand the bit where David comes and releases a swarm and kills everyone. Was that a dream he was having?
No,
he did that.
That was what happened. That's why all those people are frozen.
At the end of Prometheus, that's what happens?
No, that happens in between.
Interesting. Maybe I don't remember Prometheus well. But
that's not how it ends. In Prometheus, he's just ahead at the end.
Yeah, and Ripley 5.0 puts them together.
Yeah, puts him back after Prometheus is over.
Yeah. And then he releases a swarm and kills everyone.
And kills whatever her name is.
Ripley.
Yeah.
5.0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What a horrible plot twist, though. If I know the plot twist before walking into the movie...
I didn't know the plot twist before walking into
the
movie, I knew it as soon as
he showed up.
As soon as he showed up and they looked the same, and then he cut his hair, I'm like, okay. And yeah, I know where this is going. He's going to replace Walter and go on the ship. And
Yep.
we have thousands of people who were all people who can have alien babies. So, I wonder what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Like,
so heavy-handed.
That being said, I'm interested in where it's going to reach the point where
Ripley shows up.
Yeah. Because we're still like 90 years out from
Ripley.
The first one, from Alien. Because Prometheus was 100 years before, and this was 10 years after that.
100 minus 10 equals 90. We're right.
So,
yeah.
But Ridley Scott said that we're going to get pretty close to Alien at some point. Although it's going to be weird to see all the technology go back in time. Because all the technology in this movie was more advanced than in Alien or Aliens.
Yeah. It's true.
Also,
yep.
This movie takes place in 2104?
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Which is under 100 years away from where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
They're still using the GoPros that came out last year.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Because it's
marketing. Real reliable technology.
Because of marketing, man.
So almost 100 years from
Everyone had GoPros and they didn't matter.
They're like
Did you
Hero
notice?
4s.
They didn't matter at all.
No, because they didn't use them.
They didn't use them. They just had GoPros
there was
on.
One shot from like the GoPro angle. I thought they were going to use the GoPro to figure out like, the spores from these plants infected them.
They should have used the GoPro to figure out like what was killing them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would have been like, we already know as the audience what's killing them, so this isn't interesting. But it would have been more interesting as like
the characters discovering
something.
Yeah, it was just like, it's a movie that exists.
It's a movie that exists.
But I'm interested to see where it goes.
Did you like the CG alien?
Wasn't that bad?
I didn't like when it stood up.
I liked the classic alien as we know it, the black alien.
The black one. The white
looked a lot better than the
real bad.
Yeah, than the fleshy ones.
I didn't mind when the white one stood up next to David because that was kind of like that was different.
Yeah.
But the black one just stood up all the time. Like it would just stood upright and walked around, and I was like, you need to be more spider-like.
It was from Alien 3.
Yeah.
We know that whatever the alien gets implanted into before its births, it gets traits from the
thing.
Organism that it came from.
Yeah.
So human-like would be standing up.
Yeah, I mean they already look human-like enough, but I want that slithery type walking.
Then you needed to get into a spider or snake,
face hugger on a spider
or a dog. I thought the face replacement on Michael Fassbender was really good with like the double. Him being in the scene with himself
all the time.
Yeah, I thought the face replacement
didn't phase
was
me
done.
at all. I was just like that same.
Yeah,
Cassidy, she was watching it and she walked in really late, so like she wasn't there when like there was like
she shouldn't be allowed to go in the theater.
Well, it was like an 11 o'clock show and I was sitting in the very back, so it didn't matter.
Matters.
It didn't. She walked in and there was a lot of scenes with Michael Fassbender and she didn't realize that these were two different characters. Because
that's confusing.
Oh, it was super confusing because she was like, what is going on right now?
Because the very first scene in the film reminds you of David
being a robot.
And, like, his personality.
And at that point, they had both cut their hair.
Yeah.
So, like, there wasn't even the, like, one of them has long hair, one of them doesn't.
And then she sees the scene where they're sitting across from each other.
And then she saw the scene where
and then David's like...
She's like, there's two of them. And I'm like, that's probably... For you right now, this is a better plot twist than the actual twist.
Probably.
But yeah.
As soon as you see him cut the hair,
and
then you don't see him die, you know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
As soon as it cuts away from Walter killing David.
The fact that we knew exactly what was happening, it just made me more frustrated that the crew didn't know exactly what was happening. And when the aliens showed up, they were like, oh, I wonder how this alien got on board, because we definitely murdered one of them.
Well, they didn't even really question it. They're just like, oh, the alien's on board again.
Yeah, they saw the guy with the face that was burning, but like...
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
The burning face doesn't produce an alien, and they didn't see an alien, like, gushing out of his body.
Yeah, I don't think it was supposed to be as obvious as it actually was.
It was real obvious.
Which is bad.
Well, that's what we think about Alien Covenant.
What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. What are you excited for the Witcher thing?
I am. I think I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna play The Witcher 3.
Have fun.
A getting into it type thing. I think it's on sale on Steam.
You should, if it's on sale, you should buy it, or you should wait until the series actually goes into production to.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because you don't know if it's actually
gonna
happen or be good.
Yeah, but The Witcher 3 is good.
Witcher 3 is good.
So, you know.
Do you like Witcher? Have you played it? Is it good?
Are you excited for the Netflix series?
Who do you want to play the main character? Whatever their name is.
What's your favorite pet peeve? Least favorite pet? What's your pet peeve in movie theaters?
What's one rule that every movie theater should have, and why am I correct about all of the rules that I said?
Who should be the next Ripley? Say them all here.
Sigourney Weaver.
It's a good one. Wow. Never thought of that one.
Just off the top of my head.
Whiz. All right. That's it, folks.
That's it for us. Make sure you visit us at thegameandnerds.com for articles on all of your favorite franchises and fandoms, as well as following us on Facebook and Twitter at The Game and Nerds. You can subscribe here on YouTube to get updates whenever we post a new episode of The Game and Nerds Show right here on this YouTube page. We're also going to be uploading some other videos hopefully soon. We'll see. What else do I say? I think that's all I say.
Bye.
Goodbye.